We're going to go ahead. Are you ready?
Yep.
7:01. We're continuing with the council, regular council meeting for February 9th, 2026. Appreciate everybody in attendance this time. If you would, we'll take the roll call at this time. Robert Simmons. Here. JT Trevino. Here. Justin Graham.
Here.
David Dryden.
Here.
And Larry Neal.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. All members are in the house. If you would at this time, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank y'all. We have a few announcements to make this evening. Notice for the May 2nd election coming up here at St. Paul. The positions that are going to be open this season, this May, are the mayor, place 3, place 4, and place 5. Applications are open at this time. The last final date for application acceptance is February the 13th. And you can get with this young lady right over here, Alex, if you would like to run for office. I encourage it. It's absolutely an eye-opener. As far as that goes in learning, a great learning curve. So again, last day, February 13th, which is this Friday. At this time, item number 4 in your agenda is public comments. Please limit your comments. I only have one here tonight, but please limit your comments as short as you can to 3-4 minutes. And we'd be more than happy to hear from the community. Stephanie Rogers, if you would, please step up and state your name and address again for the record.
Okay, I'm Stephanie Rogers. I live at 2326 Parker Road. I just want to voice some concerns about the annexation of our property that we think has been done wrong. I live on my father's land. We've had this land all my life. I've grown up here. We own this very property that y'all are sitting on right now and farmed it. We have a farm ranch down here off of Parker Road, just right around the corner. We've been there, like I said, I'm 65 years old, and we've been there all my life. Well, y'all, since then, decided that the 150 feet that we gave you to incorporate this city to start St. Paul wasn't enough. And you've come up with paperwork that you say was signed in 72 or 73, that my dad signed his paperwork, and my grandfather, and put all of our properties into St. Paul, which is not true. It was a forged signature or something's wrong. I just want to voice my concerns with y'all and ask y'all to do the right thing and do not put us in an annexation. My son's gone to the county. He wanted up at the county to not get us to have to pay the back taxes. And now y'all gone up there and they filed what? File for new cases to make us pay it again. So just want to voice my concerns about all that right now.
I appreciate you coming forward. Thank you very much for participating. At this time, I don't have any more notices for public comments, so we will close the public comment section of this meeting and go to, real quick, we'll do the consent agenda. Consent agenda consists of routine, non-controversial items that will be considered for approval in a single motion. Any item may be removed from the consent agenda for separate discussion at the request of the council members, administrator, or any member of the public. You'll take a look at 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3 and see if we have any discussion.
Well, our financials aren't included, so I'm going to make a recommendation we don't approve 5.1 and 5.2.
Okay?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 5.1 and 5.2 have been removed at this time. 5.3 is fine? Correct?
To me, 5.3 is fine.
Do we need to make a motion for 5.3 since we just made the motion talking about 1 and 2? To accept 5.3.
I'll make a motion to accept 5.3.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Accept. Okay. At this time, before we go into regular session, since we have pressing business, we're going to go ahead and rotate and go into executive session. At this time, you're more than welcome to wait until we come out of executive session. if you would like to do that. As authorized by Chapter 551, Subchapter D of the Texas Government Code, the regular meeting will be convened into closed executive session under the following exceptions. Texas Government Code, Section 551, consult with the legal counsel regarding pending and contemplated litigation on matters which the duty of the attorney of the governmental body of the Texas disciplinary rules and professional conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with Chapter 551 of the Government Code, city codes, regulations, or ordinances. So at this time, we're going to go into executive session at 7:08. And
We're live.
Brent, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, returning from executive session at 8:56.
7:57.
Oh, sorry, looking at it wrong. I got 7:56, but whatever. Okay. This time, back into regular session. At this time, we will go into our regular agenda items for this evening. Discussion of possible action regarding an ordinance and resolution related to the public meeting agendas, postings, packets, and related matters. I brought this up several months ago when state law changed, 1522, which changed our posting dates for agenda items. Clark, I believe, has drawn up a ordinance for us to meet state guidelines, as well as, if you take a look, as well as addressing packet postings, to give us a little bit more time to get that material out in front of us, the weekend to read it, be able to come more informed to the meetings when they do occur. It also affects P&Z in the same guidelines as does council. So open for discussion.
Clark, you have listed this. This is your recommendation.
Yeah, I drafted that.
And I would recommend that we approve 6-1.
Second.
Okay, I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Do you need me to specify the section number in that?
No, just approving the item is sufficient.
6-1 is good.
Okay. Item number 6. I'm sorry.
Larry.
She's looking for the second one.
Second
Did
was
you get it with the second? Okay. Item 6-2, discussion of possible action regarding a joint election services contract and/or agreement with Collin County Elections Administrator for the conduct of joint election to be held May 2nd, 2026, to be administered by Collin County Election Administrator. Any comments, concerns, or questions?
Pretty standard, right?
Yeah, we've been doing this now for the last couple of years.
I motion we approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item 6-3, discussion of possible action regarding the town's PTO policy, possible salary changes for the town staff, including possible merit increases and COLA adjustments. David Dryden, this is your item.
Yeah, so I was looking over both our pay time off policy and certain compensation, and we are significantly out of balance on some things, and the current pay time off policy was done when the town was only open 4 days a week and not 5. So you'll see the original in your packet, the original draft that was approved on April 1st of 2023 for paid time off. I would like to recommend that we update that and make that more current, specifically 32 hours a week qualifies as full-time. I'd recommend that we make that 35, just in alignment with, originally we were only open for 4 days a week. So I'd like to make that recommendation as far as paid time off, and there is a draft of a new updated paid time off policy. I'm not going to recommend that we take that as it is, but I just want to open it up for discussion about what we might want to change within that. Again, my recommendation, I would like to see guidelines of 35 hours being full-time.
Do you have any?
So increase the number of hours to be full-time? That's,
35.
To 35.
so if you work 32 right now, you're considered full-time?
Yeah, Bureau of Labor Statistics has 35 hours or more a week is considered full-time.
Okay.
And part-time is less than 35, so I'd like to follow the Bureau of Labor Statistics guidelines.
Okay.
If we were to adopt that, do you have any input on operational hours here at Town Hall?
that's different than paid time off. Operational hours or another, I mean, we can add that. but
You're just doing it for PTO time?
I'm just, that's just one consideration for PTO.
Okay.
Or for classification of full-time and part-time, which then specifies as a paid time off
Okay.
policy. So in your packet, there's also a potential for, how it's calculated. I don't have any problems with that proposal as far as how it is accrued. So the rest of the policy seems a little bit more current, but just in light of the town being open now 5 days a week, that's the one change I'd like to suggest for full-time and part-time.
And I drafted this policy, so if you have questions, I can speak to it.
In the copy of the draft, the holidays are fine. It clarifies which holidays and a floating day for specific, like if there's a religious preference or something like that, one can take.
I did add 2 holidays, so if you wanted to remove 2 others, I would be okay with that. I just thought that it made more sense to have like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Thanksgiving and day after Thanksgiving, since those go back to back. I just thought that made more sense. I'd rather have those off than like President's Day or Columbus Day or something like that.
As written by staff, I don't see a problem with the holiday policy.
Okay.
In 12 days, it's fairly well sustained. Most companies, so.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Just wanted to give you all that option.
Where's your draft for this policy?
Yes.
Did you,
It's in the packet.
no, I understand. Was it taken, or was it completely drafted by you, or did you take?
Modify.
Yeah, so I did take some of the existing PTO policy language that I felt there was no issues with and used that. But then I also looked at several of the neighboring cities just to kind of see what they were doing, and I did mirror some of those items in here. Like I did add, if you noticed, under the holiday period, I did add a floating holiday. That's pretty standard. A lot of companies offer that. So that would be an additional 8 paid hours, but that's like a use it or lose it within the calendar year kind of thing. And then I made this little section about holidays on weekends because, I don't work on Fridays, Scott does. So I was kind of just trying to find a way that it's fair to everyone. So like if there's a holiday on a Friday, Scott would get that day off, but I'm already off. So I would get to observe it like on a Monday, then the following Monday, or like the Thursday before, just whatever we wanted to come up with just to make it a little more fair. But, and I made it general so that if there is a time where everyone here is working on Friday, then it like still makes sense. It's not just specific to people that only work 4 days a week. And then I added sections about retirement and health and vision dental coverage there. We did previously have the SEP mentioned in there, so I just updated it with the TMRS stuff. And just kept it really brief.
So there were several items that I wanted to discuss. First one was PTO, so we can either discuss that and then address some of the other items on my agenda, or I can bring everything up.
I think we're good with the PTO part, right?
Is this can you clarify this one, this sheet?
That is the proposed new paid time off policy.
Okay, because it still has, okay, because now it says full-time employees who work a minimum of 32 hours. So, but you're proposing that it goes up to 35.
I would
so-
like it to be consistent with the Bureau of Labor.
Okay. So then it would be, okay. So, okay. I'm just making sure.
Apparently, federal employees, it's 40 hours a week, but I'd be willing to go with the Bureau of Labor Statistics at 35.
Any other questions?
Just making sure that you saw that the language of 35 hours and it says 32 hours here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would like to suggest it be 35.
Okay. Clark, can we pull one item like PTO out of this since there's several different issues in this 6.3, vote on that, and then continue with 6.3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for your work on this, Alice.
Absolutely. And if y'all do decide to go for 35 hours, I can just make that
Yeah,
change.
Yeah.
So,
Would the part-time change as well? Is there a different number for part-time on the bureau?
Still 20, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 20.
And then I want to make sure y'all were still okay. So we currently have a 90-day probationary period. Our current policy, to me, was not very clear if you accrued during that time and just couldn't use it until your probation was over. So I added that language in here because I think you should be able to accrue it starting day one, but the 90-day probation would just be you can't use it until that time.
I think wasn't there also something in here about the PTO time being March 31st being the deadline?
Yes, March 31st is the deadline to use anything from the previous year. So just a heads up, guys, I have 72 hours to use before March 31st.
Well, and that's why I'm bringing this up to ask that question. Is there something we need to do, since we only have 2 employees here, if we were to hang on to that, you're supposed to use it by December, but if any goes over, it has to be taken by March 31, right?
But the
Correct.
challenge is our system accrues, and so technically you've got people accruing time in November and December. There may not be time to physically take it.
Correct, but they lose it after 31st. The problem with 2 employees is if they both accrued and were carrying,
It could be a challenge.
how do you open the door? So, yeah, do you have any input, anything you saw?
I mean, I'm trying to think of what I saw for that part. A lot of companies that I have worked with before, they usually do have a use it or lose it, or they let you carry over, but only up to like 40 hours or something like that. But I mean, y'all could really, assuming there's no state laws, I would think that you could do whatever. And, you know,
Well, is any of this PTO accruing based on overtime hours?
no, no, this is just our standard
Could-
rate.
Could we just buy it out or pay
You
it?
can, yeah.
Just maybe
You can-
anything
buy
that's not
verbiage.
used, just
You can even set limits on how much you can buy out.
just pay it out by March 31st.
I mean, you could do an entire amount, or you could set it to where it was only 40 or 60 or 80 or something like that.
Yeah, personally, I don't take a lot of time off because I don't work on Fridays, so it's easy to pair that with a holiday, and then you've got a long weekend, so I just haven't really had the need.
How easy would it be to put verbiage in there that we just buy it out by March 31st if it wasn't used?
And it safeguards the town from having to pay out a substantial lump sum.
I would do a limit.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. One, so we're not having to pay out a lot, but also so the person does take some time off.
Yeah, and I would
It's an incentive to take it off.
Yeah, 75%, something like that.
Yeah,
It's not that material budget-wise.
right.
Do you want to do like a 40 hours flat?
I don't care what it is, I just want to make sure we do have a
Put a
limit.
boundary on it, yeah.
All right, let's do it. That's 40 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, so I think that's okay.
So whatever's not used by the 31st, the 40 hours can be bought out.
Right.
Okay, I'd be okay with it.
So the same accrual system, are we monitoring deductions of, whether it's scheduled or not scheduled PTO?
How is PTO tracked now?
I say, Scott, I need to use a PTO day, and I take it, and then when he does the payroll reporting on Tuesdays, he just has to go in for
So
that pay
it shows
period.
up on a...
Yes, it does show up on the payroll statements.
So it shows up what's accrued, but also what's used?
Yes.
You can see that.
That's all that's
Yes.
Just want to clarify. All right. And it's, Scott does that for you. Who does that for Scott? Does he just
Yeah,
self-report?
he's the one that has access to all the payroll systems, so yes, he would do it for himself.
Okay, thank you.
Question. Is the rollover currently in effect?
Yes, so our current PTO policy says that we can roll over our PTO and just use it by March 31st.
There was no deduction of what y'all rolled over.
Hang on, Mark, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I confirmed with payroll department that I have 72
So,
hours that rolled over.
so there's 2 changes so far, the rollover up to 40 hours and the 35 hours. Any other changes that anybody would like to see?
On this, so on page 3, I see that we've got here so we've got proposed salary ranges. Are you salary?
Yes,
Okay.
That's the next discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to finish
Sorry.
the PTO part.
Yeah,
That's why I was asking on
On
the
comments.
agenda,
Understood.
paid time off is first.
okay, yeah.
So we're not gonna allow any rollover, only buyout? You know?
No, roll over to March
Roll over to March
31st with a
31st.
maximum of 40 being allowed.
So if there's 48, you've lost 8 hours.
Okay.
So it needs to be used before the.
So maximum rollover of 40, and a maximum buyout of 40? Is that what it was?
No.
You just accrue till March 31st, but then anything you've accrued, I guess you could say from what, December to?
So-
It's gonna be per calendar year,
So 72 hours, you could choose to not take 40 hours of time off.
and get it paid out
And get it
instead,
paid.
and then I can take the remaining.
32 or?
Input on that?
I might do that because honestly, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get all
Sure.
that time off in such a short time
Well,
frame.
and it hurts the town if you take more time off.
Exactly,
So-
I'm just gonna be getting calls constantly, so
But as an employee, that would feel fair.
I think that's fair,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, all right, thanks. So if we, I'll make a motion, do you need to make a motion, or do you want to make it? Fine.
You can make that.
All right, well, I make a motion that we approve the PTO portions of these changes with the changes of full-time being considered 35 hours a week on annual average, and with the ability for 40 hours of PTO to be sold back to the town by the employee at the end of the period.
Sorry,
With an amendment from Mr.
I'm
Larry.
a little confused about 35 hours a week as an annual average.
That's what we talked about earlier,
Is a weekly average.
weekly average,
Weekly.
but it's done on an average, on an annual basis. That's what I read, is that,
I'm good.
okay, good, all right. I think I got it all out.
Sorry.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, the other thing that I was doing is I was looking at our salary, we had a little bit of a, kind of a contested discussion around budget time for cost of living and merit. And our current policy, or actually proposal from our municipal consulting firm from 2024, May of 2024, it's in your packet, but an assistant town secretary should be on a salary range between low range of 50, midpoint of 57.5, maximum is 65. If you adjust for 2 years of inflation, that basically puts those numbers at 53K, 61K, and 69K. Our current assistant town secretary is significantly under that number, so I would like to make a recommendation that we bring her up immediately to the midpoint range, which indexed for inflation would be $29.33 an hour.
How much an hour?
$29.33 an hour.
The only factor that I have, and again, I look at salary, but I also look at our, back when Leanne and Roz were here, in lieu of a pay increase, they accepted full-time medical to be paid for with, it doesn't cost the employee anything. So what happened when Leanne and Roz left, and we got Alex, which is wonderful, thank you, and Scott, nobody, at least I didn't hear about it, considered, we're still giving those full-time benefits at no cost to the employees. So we have to take that into consideration, that cost, when we go to a mid rate. But I'm guaranteeing these other cities are charging their employees $250, $300 a month for health care. Ours is covered, and I want that to be noted, included in part of that pay.
We
because that
can
does
always
value.
readdress a benefit package. Right now, this is, from our consulting firm, this is purely salary.
Understood.
It's not a benefit package.
Well, we also do need to have some reason to come want to work at this small place. You know,
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's not a great deal.
It's
I'm
attractive.
just saying
It's
that has
attractive
to
to
come
come
through.
to a place like that.
You know, budget time, if we want to rediscuss, you know, benefits and a package and all that, we can. I'm wanting to discuss purely salary at this point.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. It is, I mean, and you can't argue that, you can make the argument that it is a total package, total compensation. But I don't, at this point, I'm not worried too much about that, because we're only talking about 2 employees, and we do need to make sure that there is incentive for people to come and work here and stay working here.
What is your current hourly rate now? You know.
I'm on an annual salary of $40,000 per year.
It's 2404.
Okay, 2404. Thank you.
And the cost of living adjustments have been quite a bit over the last few years because of inflation.
So, Again, my recommendation,
And you're gonna be maintaining, so she'll be losing her benefits. But she's no longer, if she's only working 32 hours a week, she's gonna lose her health benefits.
35 hours is an option
It is?
for full-time.
Yeah, I'll have to go up.
The position right now is part-time?
No, it's full-time at 32.
We defined it as 32 before.
And I can add 3 hours, that's not a problem.
So what's that number, 29? What's the-
2933 puts it at a full-time rate of 40 hours of 61. It would be adjusted based on 35.
Yeah.
But the hourly rate, according to our consulting company, ought to be at 29. That's the mid-range. And according to the description of education and experience and all that, our current assistant town secretary meets all of that.
So the, the table that you have in here, what year is that for?
2024.
2024.
In the meantime, we've had 2 years of pretty high inflation.
I've put a 3% cost of living for each year.
Just look at it,
I can support it.
he was like eggs went 20-something%. Dairy products going up quite a bit. Steaks have gone up 16%. So it's a lot more expensive to be able to feed people and get back and forth and house.
Does this affect our current town admin, town secretary position?
No.
No.
Because it's in excess of the, it's in excess of the salary range max?
He's currently within their range.
Okay.
Clark, do you have any comments on this affecting only one employee?
Which part of it?
The salary increase?
Salaries are assigned at the sole discretion of the council. So it's really a decision the council makes.
I think that would affect this more than anything, not that, so. Questions for David?
Does Scott have any input on this? I mean, did he have any input on it or anything?
Okay.
Did he not include an evaluation form? Because I had given, he asked for one, and I had given him a copy of one that we could start using to do like yearly evaluations.
Okay, what,
No, I don't see that in here.
do we want to tie anything
We can get that
on the
in.
merit end? I know right now it's tough. I've talked to Alex several times about taking courses and told her to go ahead as soon as possible and start taking those courses. So since you have merit on here, is that something that we want to try to give an incentive to Alex that there's potential for a merit increase when you get, what is it, 5 classes, I believe?
I think it's 4.
Okay.
But it takes a long,
Right,
long
it's a
time.
year and a half or so endeavor for her to
Yeah.
get.
We are paying for the coursework, right?
Yes, we will, administratively. So it's one of those where, again, do we want to take some of that and tie it in with that merit increase? Each time she gets a class, we bump that up.
Well, I'm certainly okay adding any kind of merit discussion in future agenda items.
Yeah.
My immediate concern is we have a salary that is way outside of the
Okay.
consultant's.
Right, yeah, no, just.
No, I just asked if you wanted to include that with the,
That's a fair, yeah, that's fair, because especially since you put it in your notation right there, possible merit increases with no merit.
I mean, I'm okay with a different number than what I proposed, if you feel it's merited.
Do you have a matter of opinion?
Well, yes. No, I mean, yes, of course, I would like to have more money, of course. I do feel like I've worked really hard, and I do feel like I've come a long way. I feel like I've learned a lot. I really am looking forward to taking it to the next step. I was telling Kent, I did sign up. TMCA also has a mentorship program where I'll get assigned a town secretary from hopefully a neighboring city, and they'll be like my point of contact, somebody that I can ask questions. They'll go over things with me. They'll teach me how to do specific things. Really looking forward to that. Once I get assigned my mentor, I was going to talk to them about the certification program, just so I can, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding what is all involved. I want to know how much time commitment it's going to be, because there's going to be, it's homework. You've got to go to so many seminars that are all in the Austin area. It's going to be a lot. So I just want to get that, not that I'm not going to do it, I just want to get my head around it before I just dive right in. But I have, and I can send you all this if you would like, but I have done a cost analysis of how much the program would cost over each course. So I can send you guys that if you would like. I think total it's going to be somewhere between like $3,000 and $4,000. But it's not all up front. It's going to be made in segments. And then speaking to the benefits a little bit, I do know a lot of cities, they typically do offer health benefits at 100% to their employees. Sometimes it's dependent on what plan you pick. Like if you want the highest level plan, then you pay a portion, but they have a base plan that they'll offer to all employees. It's the dependents that then you have to start covering. So in the spirit of being competitive, that's just something I wanted to add.
Any more input, Larry?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Does anybody want to entertain a motion at this time?
David should.
Yeah, I make a motion that we increase the assistant town secretary position to $29.33 immediately, with the expectation of 35 hours a week also.
Yes, sir.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
With an appreciation for all your work.
Thank you.
Motion
I
carries.
appreciate it.
Oh wait, you got one more. Do you want to talk about a COLA? Merit increases in COLA.
I think that was inclusive.
That was it.
Okay. Okay, so 6-4, discussion regarding zoning matters relating to non-conforming buildings or uses of land.
Are we going to talk about that before?
Mr. Mayor, this item is premature. I'll make a motion that we do not take up this item, and any discussion on this matter by the Planning and Zoning Commission or the council needs to wait until council votes otherwise.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Item 6-5, Town Administrator revised December monthly report as required by Town Council. As you can see in your packet, I don't believe there's anything in there, so we can move on past it since we don't have information.
Well, yeah, I just want to make a note. It was very clear that the town manager was supposed to provide monthly reports to council and full financials for our meetings. I just want to make it known that neither of those were ready for today, so we are unable to do things that we need to do because of the lack of follow through on what he was clearly instructed to do.
Okay. Thank you, and I also specifically asked to make that happen. Prior comment and the future changes you wanted, so you got that as well. Item 6.6, the Town Administrator January report. Once again, we do not have any information included in your packet, so we need to move on from that as well.
And this is repetitive though, it's not just December and January, this was also problems in previous months, so just make sure that's noted as well. Thanks.
Is there something that was specifically missing from the financials?
The financials themselves.
Well,
There were bank reconciliations,
Uh-huh.
and there was a partial budget over and under, but the full financials were not included.
Oh, okay.
And the manager's monthly report was not included.
Yes, that was not in there.
So,
I just saw
it's been
a lot
very
of
clear on
financial
multiple
pages.
occasions that we've given instructions to Mr. Albert to have those available to council.
Yeah.
They've not been.
I just saw that there was a lot of financials in there, so I was just wondering if there was a specific item missing.
What it looked like to me was a hodgepodge of a few financial reports, but it was not.
At this time, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion that we adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second.
Justin is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.